Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone to this webinar. Recently we released our desktop application with the goal of helping vendors that have bad internet networks to still be able to sell offline, and then also for people for shops that needed to be able to check out fast, like print receipts faster, that want to avoid queues in their shop. We wanted to provide a way for them to be able to do that as when you try to do things like print receipts on the web. It's not very fast. All right, so then if you are someone that in your shop you have lots of traffic, then the desktop app is something that can definitely help you out over there. So then in this webinar we are going to talk about how the desktop app basically interacts with the web app. Go into detail as to what functionality the desktop app offers that makes it faster to use for sales as compared to the web app. So we'll start from the core basics, right? That is the license key, getting the license key for the desktop app. So for the desktop app, you first need to purchase and then get your license key. The license key is basically what you will use to activate the app, right? How you get your license key is you log into your Keepsales account. That is the Keepsales web app account. Then on the account you go to main menu. So from main menu you go to the user settings. Right, at the user settings you see the option billing and subscription management. From there you go to desktop app billing, download and license. Right, so over here with this particular account we've already made the purchase, and then right here we get our license key. So this is what you enter into the desktop application once you are done installing it, right? And this is very important. Now this particular license key is only mapped to this business, so then you cannot use this license key for any other business, any other account apart from this business, right? So even if somebody steals your license key, you can't do that. And then if you also try to use the license key for other businesses, it will not work, right? So once you get to this page, you make the payments over here. Now because I've made payments, this portion is grayed out over here. You see the price over here. If you're a reseller, you can enter your discount code for a discount, right? Then right here we have the download link, right? So let's open the download link and see what we have over there. So the download link takes you to a page. Once you click on the download over here, you get to download the application into a zip folder. That is the name of the file, right? Sumundi Keepsales Desktop App.zip. So it's a zip folder, and then in that, once you download it, you extract that folder onto a portion of your PC, whatever part of your PC you want to extract it to. That one is optional. There's no real compulsory place to do that, right? So you download and extract it. The download size is just about just approximately 100 megabytes, or within that range. All right, they're just around 100 megabytes, so it's quite a small download. So you make the payment. You can also download it first before you come and make your payment, but whatever be the case, you would be asked for your license key the first time you try to launch the app. So then definitely you have to take that into consideration. Now if you want to play around with the desktop app before making a commitment, right? You want to know how this thing really works. You want to try configuring it to see whether it's really legit. You can always, this is a demo license key, right? So you can always use this license key in your playing around. Then you don't have to be that. You don't necessarily have to make payment before, so you can stick to it as well. Then once you are comfortable with it, you can just come back and then make payments and get your actual license key. So basically this is the summary of the download, and let's quickly talk about how the installation also works as well. So over here in my I'm going to quickly minimize this. Over here I have my files. So once I extract the files out, I have this file called setup.exe. right? So this setup I've already installed, so just to save time, we are not going to go through the installation process. But once you launch this setup.exe file, you open it, it will launch the installation process automatically. Now during installation, if there are any requirements that the software needs that is not currently on your PC, the setup will automatically install those requirements on the fly, or download and install it on the fly. So that is something that you should note of. So you should take note of. So then when you are installing, you realize that there's another download going on, then you just have some patience for the setup so that it fetches everything that it needs to fetch before going ahead with the final installation. Okay, so once you are done installing the application, you get a desktop shortcut, right? So over here we have the desktop shortcut over here, Sumundi Keepsales. You can move this shortcut to wherever you want. Over here I have it right on my desktop. All right, so let me launch it. Okay, so you get this loading screen, and then if you haven't logged in before, it first asks you for the login. So let me just log out and show you something, right? So that's what happens. So because I logged out, I'm taken to the login screen. So let me log in with the demo credentials. Okay, yeah. So once I'm logged in, that is it. I'm logged in. And then one thing that you have to also take note of is once you are logged in like this, the next time you come and you try to launch the app, you don't need to have internet connection before re-logging in. All right, so system will just redirect you directly to this place when you've logged in before without the internet. So that is one plus. One very key difference between the desktop app and the web application. With the web application, once you are logged in, when you close this browser window and come back again, you need internet connectivity to actually be able to access your accounts all over again. But then this doesn't require that. So this is a very important thing that you should know about it. Notwithstanding, immediately you log out. Once you log out, logging in again, for that it requires you to have internet connectivity. Okay, so please take note of those differences. Okay, so let's quickly go through what this interface, how the stuff we have here on this interface. Over here we have the name of the user who logged in. So over here we have demo administrator, that's demo admin. Over here we have the name of the business, and then over here we have the branch. All right, so that is the license key is automatically connected to this particular thing. So immediately you log in, activate your license key, the information for this particular business is automatically fetched by the desktop app. So you don't have to do any extra additional configuration. Over here we have the refresh business info. So the desktop app basically feeds on the main server for fetching information. Right, so let's say you make changes to your business name, all right, and then immediately you make changes to your business name, it doesn't automatically reflect over here, right? So when you come to your business account and then you update this to, let's say, Keep2 Enterprise, you realize that that particular information will not be displayed here. So to make it display, you click the refresh business info button, right? And then if you make adjustments to things like the business's phone number or the VAT settings, the VAT percentage value, whether you want to show VAT on the receipt, and then everything inside, this is where you click to refresh that detail. So you get this. If you have made any changes in your online account to your business name, location, phone, VAT settings, or currency, refreshing your information will fetch the new changes to be stored locally. So you get that loader, and then the information is automatically restored. Okay, so the next is the printer settings, right? This is also a very important part of the system. Now let's quickly go through the steps to locate the printer name, right? So this software currently only supports printing to USB connected ATMM thermal receipt printers or Windows 10 devices, right? So you can try out the 58mm receipt printers just to see if the printing works, but currently we officially support only ATMM thermal printer. You can also try the software on Windows 8 devices as well and see how that get. But then official support is for Windows 10 as well. Okay, so over here we have please enter the name of your printer. Okay, so I'm quickly going to show you. We have a small image over here of what the name of the printer is. If you've been doing a lot of printer configurations, you immediately understand what the printer name is, but if you haven't, we can still go ahead and see. So to get a printer name, okay, you go to control panel. You go to control panel, then you go to devices. You look for devices and printers right over here. Right, then the printer with the printer with the green check is your default printer. All right, you can always change your default printer. So you get this after you install the printer drivers for the particular printer. Well, usually the POS printers, they come with their own drivers that you can install. Once you configure and install it, you get it over here. Over here, the name of my printer here is XP80. You have to note that the name of the printer is very case sensitive. So if it is XP80 in capital, you make sure that you type XP80 in capital over here, right? If it is XP80 in small letters, you make sure that you type XP80 in small letters over here. Once you are done, you save your changes and then print a test page. Unfortunately, in this webinar, we can't really demo how printing a test page will work. So this will not work at the moment, okay? So because we don't have any printer connected to show. All right, so once you get the name right, immediately you print the test page, you see the paper come out of your printer, then you know that you've successfully configured this thing. So then you close this right here, we come back here. So that is it for setting up the printer. It's very straightforward. It doesn't require any plenty stuff. You just enter the printer name, save changes, and then you are good to go. Okay, so the next thing I would like us to look at is this button over here, clear all data from this computer. Right, so previously I mentioned that you can enter on the web app, you can use this demo license key to activate the system, right? So then when you are done demoing and then you want to enter your actual license key, you can click clear all data from this computer, and then the system will, the desktop app will be reset, all information will be deleted, all license key settings will be deleted, and then it will take you back to the engine of the license key state. Now, due to time, I will not go through that whole process again. All right, so then we'll just continue from there. It's very, very simple. So that is what the clear all data does. It does what it says. It clears all the data from the desktop app and then starts you afresh, just as if you just finished installing it. Okay, all right. So this basically is this. So now we go to the two other very interesting portions, which is the new transaction. So we start from new transaction, right? So this is the new transaction interface. Oh, the loader over here shows that your products are being fetched. All right. If you come to the web app new transaction, let me just open the web app new transaction. You realize that it also takes a while to sort of load your product, and then you see your product list over here. Okay, then you go ahead and do. So it's similar to the desktop application. It loads and then it shows you over here. So then because of this, if you are coming from the web app, the user experience and then the mindset is a bit similar. There's not much difference in how this works. Just a slight modification in the user interface to fit more of the desktop system, and then some few changes which we'll quickly discuss. Right, so then you can search for a product by typing, okay, which is typical, right? So you can choose that product. As you choose, the products are listed down there. Okay, over here we have out of stock, so I can choose more items, as many as I want. Okay, and then it's all lists down there. Right, then over here we have the product name, the batch number, the unit price, the seller wholesale, the quantity, and then the discount. Right, so then you can adjust the values of. So over here, let's say for one tops, I want to sell 2 of that. Please note that you double click, right? You double click what you want to. So 2. Let me say 3. Okay, and I press enter. Immediately I press enter, the total is automatically calculated for me. The subtotal is automatically calculated for me. If you want to sell it at wholesale too, you can make the necessary adjustment. But for this product, I don't have any wholesale prices over here. I don't have any wholesale prices over here, so you won't be able to really see the adjustment. Okay, let's see this particular item. Let's say I want to sell 40 of this. When I press enter, the system automatically tells me that the quantity you are purchasing is more than the 39 available, so then it won't allow you. Okay, so you can't sell more than what is available, right? And then if you want to remove an item from the cart, you can just remove it by clicking remove. The system automatically calculates the totals, right? So if the salesperson, your salesperson is selling, it's easy for them to see what is going on over here. Right, so once they are done entering the item, so the person is standing in front of them, they are making their purchases, they've entered what items they want to sell. There's a barcode scanning over here. So if your shop, you implement a barcode system, unfortunately I can't demo the barcode over here now, so you just scan the barcode, you put the focus over it, scan the barcode, the system automatically fetches the barcode. And then one thing about the desktop app is that scanning barcode, for example, is faster as compared to the it's faster on the desktop as compared to the web app. You know? In the web app, there's a little bit of delay in scanning the barcode because the system has to like sort of fetch it from the database and all. But then with the desktop app, we're able to make everything local. So because of that, searching and then those things are way faster. Basically, the desktop app was built for speed. All right, so then you get all the basic functionality being faster than what you get on the web app. Right, so once you are done over here, the salesperson enters how much the customer is paying. So if the customer is giving 200 cedis, they enter the 200 cedis just to calculate the balance. Then like we already have the notes and new transactions. So let me quickly compare this to the web app. Okay, so the web app has all this, we can enter the quantity over here, the discount, the unit, you can choose whether wholesale or retail. All right, so just like that in the desktop app, you can switch between wholesale and then retail. In the desktop app, we have what I was just demoing, the cash receive, the payment method. All right, and then over here you can enter the amount received and then also choose the payment method as well. So lots of similarities there. So if you're coming from the web app, adjusting the desktop app is very, very straightforward. It's not even hard. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. Just a few things a few adaptations that you need to do. But aside that, most of the things are the same. All right, so 200 cedis, like I said. Then over here we have two options, right? The sell with receipt and then sell with no receipt. All right, so you want to print the receipt, you can print it. You want to sell without any receipt, so you can go there. So at this point, on the web app, you would, when you click sell with receipt, you typically okay, I've not chosen any items here. When you click sell with receipt, you get the whole pop-up. You get a pop-up over here that generates the receipt, the preview. Then you have to click this print button before you come and click this print to actually print for the web app. Okay, but then over here in the desktop app, once my receipt is configured and I click this, I automatically sell with receipt. Okay, so then it's just one time and then the thing prints very fast. Then I get my balance over here like we talked about. Then okay, it automatically refreshes. So then you notice that if you are selling with the desktop app, it's faster. It's like 10 times faster as compared to the web app. The flow is very, very, very seamless. All right, okay, let's try another very interesting feature over here called the open another sale. So this is to help you open multiple sales in one in multiple windows. All right, so then as this sale is going on, I can open another sale over here, right? I can open another sale over here. Okay, so then meaning your salesperson, if maybe one person is buying, the person is not done, he doesn't want to necessarily delay this thing, he can just open another one alongside and also input the sales over here, open another one alongside, input the sales over here, as many as they want. Okay, this is something that you would have to do some small open link in new tab before you get that on the web. Okay, but then the desktop app is just like a single click. All right, so it's also a very cool thing that you can do. Okay, all right, so this is it for the basically it's for the new transaction, right? You can add there can be as many items that is being sold as possible. In fact, there's no limit. All right, so now let's go to another very cool thing, which is the today's sales online. Let's see how that also differs from the web interface. So today's sales, and then you also have to know this when you are okay. I think I'll talk about that as we go ahead. All right, so over here we have the total sales, the statistics for the sales over here. We have the total sales for the day. We have the number of customers. You know, when you come to the web app, today's sales, you see we have some statistics over here. All right, so you don't need to log into the web app to see the sales. If you want, you can just do everything from the desktop app. All right, so over here we have reprints, receipts, and canceling of the transaction as well. So let me just try canceling a transaction just to see how it works. Okay, so the transaction has been cancelled, and then so it's very easy. Okay, yeah, so but that is how it works. Okay, so let me refresh. Okay, so you see that the transaction I cancelled in the desktop app is appearing over here as cancelled. Okay, if I come to the desktop app too, I see cancelled over here, right? And then in the statistic, I see the total cancelled sales as well. Okay, that is 142.8 and then 142.8. Okay, so basically when it comes to your sales activities for the day, you can do most of the things. You can do most of the things over here without having to log into the web app again. Okay, so this makes things very convenient. But yes, though, there's a lot of advanced functionality that you still need the web app to access, right? Like the reports, and then sending SMS receipts, and then filing a returns, and then all those very complicated things you still have to do it on the web. But if you really want the basic stuff, checking the sales you've made, canceling, seeing what is there and what is not, you can get all that from the desktop application. You get a date over here, right? And then you can also refresh the data. So just like all the transactions over here are from the web app, if any transaction is made on the web app as well, you see that transaction over here as well. So there is that constant communication between both apps. And it's the same thing for the mobile app as well. Any sale that is recorded in the mobile app, you see it here. Any sale that is recorded here, you see it on the mobile app. All right, so this makes things very easy. Okay, so that's it for today's sales in the desktop app. Very straightforward, very straightforward. And now let's go to the very other interesting part of the desktop app, which is the recording offline. Right, so then let's click recording. It's as easy as recording offline. But before we go on, there's something that you should know. Right, this recording offline is not automatic for every user. All right, it's only users. Now if you go to the desktop app, this is a demo account, so I have to manually enter some of the links. Where do I even manage user permissions? I wish I had the okay, so there is a portion in the okay let me try. I think we can still do manage access and logins. Okay, so there's a portion in the you know, if you were in a normal account, you'd see manage user permissions, right? Now at manage user permissions, there's a permission called activate PIM. Okay, that's activate poor internet mode, right? So before a salesperson can sell offline, that permission needs to be on. Right now, we made it that way because it is not every shop owner, every business owner that wants their salespeople to sell offline. So it's a decision for the shop owner to make that, hey, because then with selling offline, if the salesperson is selling offline, the shop owner doesn't see that sales unless it is synced. to the online account, right? So selling offline is not automatic for every user. It has to be explicitly decided by the owner that, hey, this salesperson has those permissions. Okay, so let me still try and get the still see whether I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, perfect. So this is the permissions section, right? So for a user, right? So over there you see we have can activate PI, right? So poor internet mode. So if this permission is off, the salesperson will not see record offline in their accounts. It will just be open another sales, today's sales, and log out. But once this permission is turned on, then what you have to do is that the salesperson has to log out and then log in again, and then this thing will appear over here. Okay, so this is one very important thing to note. So then you log in and then you don't log in and you're asking, how do I record offline? How do I record? I can't see offline. I can't see offline. If you can't see this record offline here, then the person doesn't have permissions to do so. So you have to go back and then check that. Very important. Okay, so let me go to record offline. Now you notice that the record offline interface is different from the online. Like it has more red to show you that it's offline, right? So this is how the record offline interface. I can switch it back to record online, switch to record offline, record online, record offline, right? Very easy. Now when you are switching to recording offline the first time, and because of time we skip that version, that portion of the webinar. When you are selling offline the first time, the desktop app will first have to load all your products onto this computer. So then you get an interface for that, right? So then at a click of a button, the desktop app automatically fetch all your product data. So when I come to search products over this product list, it is not loading from the main account, it's loading from this computer itself. So any product adjustments, any sales that are made over here, it doesn't affect what is online. So let me quickly demo what I'm talking about. So if I come to all products here, I have one base app over here, right, which is 239. Okay, I want a product that I haven't. This is 7. No, this is a very old load that I did. So I want something that is a bit on tops. Oh, this is also very low. I wanted to. Okay, let me see 1 point for this is 10 over 10. Okay. I think most of the products are okay. Let me refresh the products. Okay, you can refresh the product list. I hope this doesn't take a long time, because usually it has to now fetch all your products all over again. Okay, so that is so. Then if you make any adjustment to your online product list and you click refresh product over here, Keepsales will fetch everything and update it. Okay, so this has finished very fast. Okay, so perfect. Okay, so right now you realize that the quantity over here 239 is the same quantity over here now 239. Okay, so let me demo something to you. If I sell this item 239 and let me say I sell one of it, so now I'm supposed to be left with 238. So once I sell with 238, now the transaction didn't even load, because everything is happening offline. It's very fast, so there's no load to even start with. Okay, so if your internet is bad, you can just go straight ahead and do. Now I've sold one. You realize that there was no quantity adjustment. Okay, because then in offline you don't have any connection to. So by the quantity is still 239. Because in offline you are telling the system that, hey, I don't have internet, so just adjust don't worry about quantities, because I don't even know what quantities may be on the account. All right, so then offline doesn't worry itself with quantities. So all the sales over here, it doesn't affect the quantities over here until the sync happens. Then the adjustments will be made. But this is why it is very important that the shop owner is aware that offline sales is going on, so that they know that, okay, well, my quantities over here may not be necessarily the quantities locally. You understand how? So this is how the offline is. Very simple. The interface is just like the online. The only difference with this is that it's not using the internet. Unfortunately, because you're on a live call, I can't turn off my internet, else we'll be disconnected from the call. Else I'll turn off the internet and then show you that we can still record a sale without the internet. All right, and then just like I refreshed the product, I think we already know how to do that. We also have open another sale over here that can also open another section of the just like we talked about the online, just in case you want to try and process multiple payment and multiple transactions at a time, you can do that as well. Then we have the refresh product, today's sales, which would I'll come back to this shortly. So there's something I want to show you. Now when you are now the system automatically detects which mode that you are on, right? So when you are recording offline and you come to new transaction, it will automatically bring you to the offline transaction. When you are recording online, okay, and then you click new transaction, it will bring you to the online version. All right, so then depending on the last mode that you were in, the system will automatically bring it to you in that mode. Now, because of this, when you sell offline, your internet is off and everything, you can close the app and come back again. All right, launch the app without internet, log in without internet, and then when you go back to new transaction, you just go straight to offline. Right, so if I didn't have internet, you realize that I will launch the app, go to new transaction and come here, all without internet. But you can't, this thing is not possible on the web. All right, there's no even with the web, immediately you launch the app, you need internet, else you won't even be able to access the page itself. Right, so this is something very key that you have to take note of. Okay, the next thing is the today's sales, right? So let's see how today's sales offline it looks like, right? Okay, so over here you realize that I've made some sales already that I haven't synced, and they are all here. Now this is one very crucial thing about offline. All right, every time the shop owner, they have to make sure that every sale they have recorded has to be synced. Either they set a time in the day to do that, or they tell their salespeople that maybe after every hour make sure you sync all transactions. Else you can easily forget themselves and there will be sale. You see over here, for example, I have sales from 6th November that I haven't synced, and it's all here. If I do this, then all my product quantities and transactions on my main accounts, it will not be correct. So at each point in time, you make sure that the transactions are synced, either at the end of the day or at specific time intervals. All right, now the system doesn't force you to sync, or it doesn't automatically sync because you don't know when the person may have internet, and you don't want to cause any confusions. You don't want somebody to think that, hey, I'm selling offline, I go to my offline sales and I realize that all my transactions have been synced already. No, because of that, the system doesn't automatically sync anything. It lets you to come and see that this is your sales you've made. Then when you sync, you know what you are dealing with, so you are in control of everything. All right, so this is the sale I recorded over here, which is 24 November at 6:30. My transactions there. So when I want to sync, I just click the sync button, I get the loader, and then all the transactions are synced successfully. So let me quickly go to the today's sales on the online, and then see whether that transaction that I made has already is already there. Okay, so over here, this is it. So the demo, the BSAP, the 6:30 transaction is over here. Right, and when I go to all products, you realize that now the quantity has reduced from 239 to 238. All right, so then this is very, very, very helpful, a very interesting feature. So at a click, you sync your transactions, you are good to go. And then syncing the transactions, you just need to make sure that your internet is back. It doesn't require so much internet at all. All it needs is that you are connected. All right, but then the thing is that the slower your internet, the longer it will take to sync. All right, but then it doesn't require like the 50 megabytes per second sort of internet before it syncs. It will sync on a very decent connection, but then the slower it is, the slower the syncing also happens. All right, then over here there's online sales, so you can also pop up your online sales. Right, so for the shop owners that sort of want to do some accounts, they want to check which of their sales has been recorded offline and which is online, they can open both hand in hand and then see what's going, refresh the data over here, refresh the data over here, and then see what is going on. And then with the offline sales, we have the the statistics over here. Now, because I have synced everything right now over here, my sales for the day and everything is 0. All right, so let me just try and make one more transaction just so you see how it's like. So sell with no receipt. Okay, there's no load. I come here, I refresh, the transaction is over here. Okay, and all this is happening without the internet. Okay, once I'm done, I sync, that's all, and then you are good to go. All right, so then you've seen how the desktop app works. It's very easy, very simple, very efficient, very fast. All right, especially for shops like supermarkets and then pharmacies. Those people, they really need a lot of speed sometimes. All right, so you advise that yes, if the internet connectivity is decent in the shop, they don't need to sell offline. All they need is to be able to print receipts faster, right? The only time you advise a customer to sell offline is when the internet is so bad that, sometimes the internet is so bad when you are recording a sale, you see that the loader keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Within all that time, the customer is waiting, right? So then you know that no, the internet is very bad, right? So with that, they can sell offline. But when that is not the case, don't force it to go and sell offline, because one of the disadvantages of offline is that all the products. So right now, the product over here like this. Okay, if something is to happen to the computer or the sales over here, let's say I've recorded some sales. Let me do that quickly. Today's sales, right? This is the offline. Now this particular record is stored on the PC. So if anything should happen to the PC, okay, it should go off, it should get damaged or anything, the customer loses this straight away. And when you lose your sales, it means that you lose all you cause a lot of discrepancies in your product quantities. You understand? So as much as possible, unless the internet is so bad that in fact they can't do anything about it, then you advise offline. But if that's not the case, then please try and use online, because it's fast. You get it? It's fast, because then once your data is lost for Sumundi, there is nothing we can do about it, because this particular record here, it is not on our server, it is on your computer. So if anything should happen to this computer I'm doing the demonstration on, this record is gone. And at that point, you can't come and tell Sumundi that I can't find my records, or my data is missing, or my data is corrupted. No, there's nothing we can do to help you. You get it? That is some of the risks of using an offline system. You get it? So if you are using the offline, even with that, try and sync as they sell 1 or 2 times, maybe in an hour or 2 hours, they sync immediately. They sync immediately, they sync immediately, to be on the safer side. You get it? You don't sell and then 3, 4, 5 days records have all not been synced, and you are still selling. If anything happens, that's a big blow. And at that point, all the product quantities are like really they are gone, they are off. All right, okay, so basically this is it for the desktop app. Really simple. We've already covered everything that we need to cover about on the desktop app, how it works, and then how we can help make selling faster, printing of receipts faster. So at this point, if there's any questions, okay, so the desktop app, you don't have to restock the items, it's automatic. All right, once you add a license key and then you log in over here, you see the loader over here. The loader is automatically fetching the product, so you don't need to do anything again, because everything is automatic. So you don't need to come here and come and type all the product quantities again. What the desktop app is using is the product list over here, all the product list over here. So it is fetching all this onto the desktop app, right? So you don't need to type anything again. And then please note that the web platform is not paid, right? Users can use the web, the features of the web, everything. They don't have to pay for anything. The only thing you pay for is when you want the desktop app for more speed and then to be able to sell offline. So if the user is not interested in desktop app and then all those things, they can use the entire Keepsales for free. This is not a paid software. Okay, please note that. All right, so it's only when the person says, oh, my internet is not good, I want to be able to sell offline, I want to be able to do that, I want to be able to print receipt, or maybe some customers do not like the long process for printing receipt. Okay, so with that, you can tell them, okay, then you can go in for the desktop app. The price is this, the price is this. for, you know that as a reseller you have a discount code, so you definitely get it cheaper. You get like 25% discounts, right? So you enter your discount code and then you make your payment and then you do what you have to. Yes. Okay, so if there are no more questions, then I think we'll end it over here. So this is a desktop app. Basically, you've been wondering how it works, and then also please use our YouTube channel, right? Because we have a lot of content about the desktop app on our YouTube. So anything you want to learn about the desktop app, just go to the YouTube channel. There's a playlist over here called the desktop application playlist, right? So we have a lot of tutorials over here, configuring your printer, what happens when you enter your printer name correctly, how to enter user details, how to adjust discount. Basically everything that we've discussed over here in the webinar is on the YouTube. So sometimes you can share this to your customers as well if they want to, or maybe a customer wants to see how the desktop app works. You can just come to the link over here, get the link, and then share it to them, and then they can watch it. Right? So it helps with sales. Okay, so that they don't have to now come and install it and then stuff like that before they see how it works. They can just come and watch the demo over here, and then they are good to go. So this is very important. And also do want to subscribe as well to the YouTube channel, so that if there's any new updates, any new tutorial, you'll be immediately notified. All right, so this has been it for the webinar. Thank you so much for joining. So have a great evening. And if you love this video and feel like it's really helped you, then please subscribe on our channel for more content such as this, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.